Warning: the No AC Only Fans podcast may include content not suited for non-mature audiences who can't take a joke. We would like to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. Enjoy.
Welcome in to the No AC Only Fans podcast with your host, Big Crispy, aka Big Sampin, aka Mr. Down Bad, aka Tyler Gump. Sit across the table like always, my main man, Christian Klein.
Hey, we back and we better than ever. Shit, we decided to have a little bit of a different vibe tonight with the lights.
Oh, we getting in our feelings,
We was in our feelings before we started this joint. We gonna talk about some real shit tonight. Maybe rap a little bit. Who knows? We ain't decided yet.
Ain't decided yet. I think something's going on with this man's mic real quick.
Shit.
Hold up.
Wait.
Technical issue. Hey, we back, brothers.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, sorry for the technical difficulty. The board needed to restart it.
We recorded again?
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you, it was just a little technical difficulty, but we good.
We back and we better than ever.
We thought we may had a major issue on our hands, but it turned out to just be a simple little reset.
Sure.
So with that being said, did you find your notebook?
I did. I found my notebook.
Okay.
Shit.
So I do have one topic if you want me to go with it. So and then we'll get right into the notebook. If the people don't know about the notebook, you want to stick around for the notebook because that shit is about to bring out some fire.
I just got a couple things. That's it.
Yeah, some good questions. But
you know I'll be cooking up.
have you watched the movie Don't Look Up yet on Netflix?
I did.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that is a real situation that we may deal with as a society at some point in our lifetimes?
It's literally about what's going on right now.
What is it?
Basically about how, like, shit could be right in front of you and motherfuckers, because somebody said some shit, they'd be like, nah, that shit ain't real.
Yeah, so basically the whole purpose of the movie is they discover an asteroid that's like super huge that's going to destroy the planet for good.
Gotcha.
And there's 6 months and I think it was like 15 days that everybody had to live. And they tried to bring it to the president and the president like kept brushing it off.
Yeah.
And then they went on a media campaign and basically like they flipped out on TV and people started recognizing them and shit. And then the president's like, sends the FBI to get him, and they basically admit like, yo, we had our scientists looked at it. You're right, an asteroid's coming to hit Earth.
Yeah,
and they're like, we're sorry, and they basically like tell people like tell one chick like the head of NASA to step down. She's gonna take the fault because the president told them to fuck off, and they went on that media saying like, you know, fuck the president. They don't believe it. So they're like telling the NASA lady to take the fall for the president, so she looks good. And then they're like, oh, we'll devise a plan to destroy the asteroid or whatever.
Okay.
Instead of, you know, fucking around and saying whatever. Well,
sounds like Armageddon. Yeah.
So they basically load up like a bunch of spaceships with fucking nukes and shit. And they go to, you know, launch them and shit. And then this guy of this huge tech company stops the president like seconds after it launches, like whispers in her ear. And then like the president leaves the room, and then like all of a sudden all the space systems shit deploy their parachute and they like start falling. Like they basically canceled the launch.
What the fuck?
And like the tech guy comes out and basically says like, hey, there's like $46 billion worth of material on this asteroid, and we have a plan to mine it and all this shit, and we're going to send our robots up and yada, yada, yada is basically the general of the story. So then the scientist that was like the scientist guy that originally discovered it.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
He turned around basically. You got to watch this movie. It's really good. And he basically turned around and like was with the tech guy's plan, and he was like, oh, at first he was with it, and he was fucking this reporter, cheating on his wife and shit.
Yeah.
And like months were passing by as they were building these robots. And then like he has a meltdown basically on live TV or whatever.
Oh, fuck.
And like he now switches sides again, and he was like, he's pissed because the president canceled that first mission and all this shit. And he basically was like, yo, like, we gotta fucking do this, and like
we're all gonna fucking die.
Or we're all gonna fucking die. So he started working with like Russia, Germany, I think it was in China or something like that. And basically it gets close to the time that asteroid's gonna blow everything up. And Russia and China's basically their whole fucking mission failed. It like blew up on the platform. So now the only hope they have is the president of the United States and the tech company, stupid guy's plan. So basically, like they go grocery shopping, and they're spending their last moments with like he makes up with his wife and like has the scientist there and the girl that was also his student that they and her boyfriend or whatever. They were basically spending time together as a family at the end of times. Sweet. Because instead of watching the TV to see if that mission was successful, and they go to launch the fucking things, and like 4 of them fail at launch.
Oh shit!
Or like I think it was like 2 failed to launch, 1 like blew up, and then they send the rest out. So they originally had a plan. They needed 30 things to blow this asteroid up, and then they basically didn't make any extra. They only launched 30, like fucking idiots. Like why would you do that instead of sending like 40 or 50? So they sent 30 up. They've got 24 now, basically. And then they land on the asteroid. 1 crashes into another. So now they got like 22. And basically, like, it drills into the asteroid. They put a bomb in it, and they try to explode it. And then these robots are going to slow down the pieces, land them in the ocean so they can mine them. Damn. Whatever. That was their thought. But basically, it failed. The asteroid didn't blow up. And then the world ends. And, like, they're like, everybody's freaking out. And, like, the president and this tech guy hop on this ship that's supposed to like a spaceship that launches them into the air and find a new home or something with cryo chambers, like real futuristic shit, like Futurama type shit.
Okay. Yeah.
But
like trying to make a new
basically they're like, oh, we're gonna want something.
Planet.
Well, the president forgets her son, which is Jonah Hill, and he's like the chief of the state. It's funny as fuck. He's funny.
He's an asshole.
He's really funny. He's really funny.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
I
really
watch
funny
him, bro. Regardless,
and
is
like,
he skinny now?
Yeah, I mean he's fairly skinny. He's not like chubby.
Yeah, he's just average.
Average, yeah.
Okay.
So she leaves him behind. He believes she's coming back, but basically like all these people start freaking out because the asteroid's coming down to Earth, and they go try to spend time with their family. All the news companies are leaving. Basically, like everybody that was in the center working with the spaceship robot shit, once they realized it failed and the asteroid didn't break apart, they start running to see their family, and like basically the people, Leonardo DiCaprio and his family, is just acting like nothing is happening.
Wow.
They're just like sitting down, having dinner, holding hands, like they prayed, and they're just, the asteroid hits the Earth and it starts tidal waving and all this shit, and like the house starts shaking, the power starts going out, and like they just continue like talking and eating dinner, like while plates are shaking and shit, and then like it just fucking wipes out everyone.
What about that? What about that scene?
Beautiful.
Like the scene from that movie that really stuck with me is basically when the president is having that press conference, and like all her supporters, it's basically like a rally.
Oh yeah, it was basically like almost Trump shit. Yeah,
kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say it like that, but yeah, kind of. So basically, all the people, it's a rally, and like the whole time the president was saying the fucking asteroid's basically fake.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, it's
and
fake."
And then all of a sudden,
destroy Earth.
The fucking asteroid is in the sky coming towards Earth, and all the supporters turn around and they're like, "You fucking lied to us!"
Yeah, start throwing bottles and shit. Yeah,
exactly.
It was like,
we're all gonna die, and you fucking lied to us the whole time.
But like that's how it is. Like the whole point of the movie, not only was it like environmental shit, and the government doesn't believe in it,
it's kind of
but it's like COVID. it's about politics and shit, dude.
Politics, COVID.
It was all about politics, basically being greedy. Like if they would have sent the nukes up to to blow up the asteroid in the first place,
Yeah.
it would have never hit Earth. Everybody would have lived. But the government got greedy. They wanted to fucking get the $46 billion for the asteroid.
Yep.
And they tried to go with that plan. It failed. Everybody died. And it's basically the moral of the story is
greed.
don't be greedy.
Yeah, that's
kind of how the moral of the
Flat
story
out.
was.
Big
You're going to
capital
lose
G.
everybody. But like my thought of that.
Yeah, but you say that shit like they came out and said that. Nobody ever came out and said that. It's pretty much, it's like, do you remember when we used to do that shit in school where they would talk about lenses? Or we talked about this shit in college courses.
What?
About lenses.
Lenses, like glasses?
Lenses of like the way
Camera
that
lens?
everybody interprets things.
Okay.
Okay, I see what
Ulterior lenses. Like everybody interprets things different.
Ulterior.
Like
Okay, I see.
you see something through this particular lens.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
So like you seen that movie and you're thinking that, but I seen that movie and I'm thinking something totally different.
Yeah.
So somebody will share like on Facebook, somebody will share that and shit and be like, this has got so many ulterior motives. This is way deeper than it's talking about something different. So you watch that shit and you're like, oh, it's talking about this. Then Label watches that shit and he's like, oh, this shit's talking about this.
Yeah, different perception.
yeah.
Yeah. All about
different
what
I mean, if you
lens
think
are
it is,
you-
I think it is because
The
if
lenses.
you really break down the story, it's 3 different stories in one because it's the story of the redhead student that freaked out on TV. Everybody started calling her insane, and basically was like nobody fucked with her. Her own family abandoned her after that.
Wow.
And shit. And then she ends up like hooking up with this fucking high school. I don't know if he was high school. He's probably college.
Yeah.
But like college kid that's like a bum, you know, he was stealing liquor and shit. And like she like hooks up with him. She hooks up with him, but like comes to find out this kid acts like hard and acts really tough and like all that shit. But really the kid's just vulnerable and like he prays a lot and like talks to God and everything. And like that's one part of the story.
I like that.
And then you have
Who are you talking about over here?
and then you have
I just got cable for you.
and then they have the dad.
Motherfucker got cable.
Yeah, and then they have the
Motherfucker got
teacher,
cable.
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Levels.
the teacher and his family, and basically about how like he had a really basic family and his like children were all weird and his wife was weird and he was weird, and then fame kind of changed him. He starts fucking the reporter, cheats on his wife, but then at the end of the day he goes back to his family. He realizes he fucked up basically, and then you have the president that's like a fucking basically loudmouth. You know, do whatever the fuck she wants. She gets caught sending pussy pics to that guy and like all this shit, media campaign. They're basically the country's trying to tear her down. But because she then had that stance on the meteor, then her polls shot up. She got reelected basically. Like, oh, everybody wants her as president because she's going to destroy the asteroid. And then basically her plan switched once they found out they could get money. They got greedy. Their plan failed and they ruined the earth. If you think about it, you got to break it down into 3 sections. That's really what it is, and just choose. That's why everybody sees it different. It depends on what story you focus on and what, you know, morals you take out of those stories.
Facts. I definitely gotta watch it because my friend Ant, that's coming over here in a little bit, like not over here, but over at my place, he said it sucked. He didn't like it at all. But like I fell
was he
asleep.
fucked up?
Yeah, he was fucked up. So.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, but
It's
like,
really good. You gotta be able to focus and watch it and think though.
Yeah. You're right. I caught the ulterior motives of the movie.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you caught the ulterior motives.
You're damn straight.
'Cause
It's
you
all
need
about
it.
a message. It's all about a message, motherfucker.
You need it.
It's all about a message.
It is. So what's going on with this little book? I want to.
Yeah, what's
For
going
the
on?
people
I
that
haven't
really
even
know
seen
what's up, Christian used to write on
Hella.
a notepad, and we would write questions, and get deep in our
Hey, I
minds.
finally got me a nice little notepad to write down.
With his initials on it, I think.
Yeah, and
All right.
we wrote some questions.
We starting this shit out with some like a deep scenario.
Let's be honest. Let's be real here first. Let's tell people. I have not heard any of these, and
Nobody
Label
has.
has not
Me
heard any
neither.
of these.
Me neither.
So we don't know anything what questions coming at him, and everything's going to be off the top of the dome because
off the
that's the
top of
best
the
way to
dome.
keep it honest.
just like when we freestyle, fresh off the dome. Y'all know how it goes.
Got to keep it real.
Which is harder than it looks, people.
So, I was thinking about this shit because when my mind be going, it just be going just like everybody else. So, would you ever double cross somebody who you know had bad intentions from the beginning? So, the reason why I was thinking about this is, say I was thinking about this shit for the future for us. When when this shit blows the fuck up, say you're out somewhere and you heard from a homie, Julia Rose, she was talking to I overheard her talking to her homie about how she just wanted to fuck Big Crispy. She wanted to get up on the podcast and get a little piece of the fame. And you heard about that prior to meeting her. Would you still do her dirty because you knew she was going to do you dirty? Or would you cut that shit off from the get-go?
So she wanted to fuck me for fame?
Basically for clout.
Yeah, for clout. Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah, I mean, of course, if you knew that going into it, yeah, you would fuck. Bro, if she was trying to, like, I had intention, like, I had good intentions, or I was like, okay, you know, I really fuck with this person.
Exactly.
And I knew that they literally don't give a fuck and they just acting. Yeah, I would be a dick. I wouldn't even fuck. I'd be like, yo, like, she'd be like, oh, you know, let's go back to your place, whatever. And be like, why? You don't fuck with me like that. Like, I heard. I'd be straight up throw it in her face and be like, yo, bitch told me this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? My motherfucking friends told me this is what you was saying. Like, is that, like, that's fucking fucked up.
I think the moral of the story is, what if it's like your fantasy, the baddest bitch ever? Ooh. You ain't gonna use and abuse her?
I don't care if it's my fantasy or not. I don't give a fuck what she looked like.
What if I secretly hated the bitch? You know what I mean? Like, what if she been trying to
in this scenario, you're secretly gonna hate the bitch because you heard what she's trying to do.
I get that, but I care about someone's. I'd rather connect with somebody. I really don't give a fuck what they look like that. So I don't care if she was the baddest bitch in the world or not. If I really didn't fuck with her personality, you don't fuck with her.
I'll get sweet on it.
No, but that's my problem. That's my problem. That's why I don't like to date either, because, like, I have a preference of girls. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I have a preference, but a lot of those girls in that preference are straight up bitches. They're fake and shitty people, and it's like, it's hard because you got to find the good ones that aren't. You got to find the good ones that aren't taking that fall in your preference, that you actually connect with, and you know is just not a shitty person. Because if I ran into somebody that I liked, or I was talking to somebody and I was like, oh, I think I like her. She's cute as fuck. But if I started talking to her and her personality's bad, I'm not going to be with her just because
I feel you,
she's hot. Like,
no, yeah, of course not.
Fuck that, man.
I think you kind of misinterpreted what I was trying to say. I think
I get what
the
you're
wrong
saying.
way. Like, if you knew somebody had bad intentions, would you be vindictive and try to be shitty to them?
I don't think I would do anything.
Because you knew they were not being good to you. When in a scenario, like, I use that scenario because that's something easy to relate to. What like if you somebody that's high and mighty, like, and I use the podcast, for instance, like, somebody hits you up. Right? Yeah. It's like, yo, let's chill. I want to be on the podcast. Say it's somebody like that you really look up to, like Pat McAfee.
I fucks with Pat McAfee.
And you go, exactly. Okay. Say we're out in LA, we go to a party the night before the podcast. Some motherfucker that you know, this part of your team, comes up to you and goes, yeah, bro, I overheard last night that motherfucker said he really don't fuck with us like that. He just wants to get on there for clout. Like, he really don't fuck with you like that. My thing is,
damn,
would you use him and put him on the podcast for your own personal gain, which is a double cross? Would you double cross somebody?
Because I would put him on the podcast, and then I'd put him on blast, and I would ask the shittiest questions possible.
Okay,
to make them look like a shitty person.
My question. Yeah. So you would double cross somebody who had bad intentions.
Fuck him.
Yeah,
I ain't got time for you. What about you, Label? Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't really try to, like, cross anybody, to be honest.
So you saying you would just let him fuck you over?
Man, I've been fucked over so many times. I'm just used to it. I'm not really like that. I try to find like the good in everybody.
You just be lying. That's your thing.
Yeah, I'd be lying.
He be lying.
It'd be easier to be doing that.
He just be lying a lot.
Yeah, it'd be easier.
And he knows he does.
Yeah, bro, I think everybody. Do you think that's a good question?
Everybody lies, but this motherfucker be lying.
Everybody lies, but with that being the same, that's the thing. Do you feel that sometimes it's just easier? Obviously, it's easier to lie. So, do you think people sometimes their whole life is basically a lie because they feel like it's easier to keep up with than telling the truth?
Yeah.
Because, like, what if I came to you and I was like, "Oh, I don't work here. I've been telling you I worked here forever, but I work here." Instead, you know what I mean? Like, I just kind of went along with it and I played, and like every time you like asked about it, I was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, oh yeah, this, and like you just kept making up shit, but really the whole time it's like that's not what I do at all. That's not the company I work for, blah blah blah, and you just like,
I know what you're saying. You're saying for like for some status around motherfuckers that don't know your
I'm saying,
ass.
but but people you fuck with. What if you even lie to the people in your life? That's what I'm saying. Like,
no,
do you ever feel like it's easier to lie with people in your life?
I don't think
so. What would you? Okay, so if somebody came to you and you had a friend and you found out basically everything that you knew about them was basically like real, but you really fucked with that person, how would you feel?
If you found out everything that they've been telling you.
Okay, well, maybe not everything, but say they like lied to you about something and they've been lying to you about it for like ever, or like not ever, but say they had a lie and they upheld a lie for a long ass time, and then you find out it was fake, like would you be pissed or what would you do? But you really fucked with that person, like would you like question them why they did it, or would you just be like, yo, like you could have told me the truth the whole time. Like, I'm not going to think of you differently.
No, I don't fuck with that shit. Like,
no, he don't.
It depends on.
He really don't.
Like,
he never has.
The one thing that I can think of motherfuckers lying about that's something you would never know. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, yeah, I met that motherfucker Barry Sanders at that party over there on 5th Street. He was over there.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like
shit like that.
Real life like shit that you thought you knew about somebody.
Oh, hell no.
Like,
no,
I'm saying,
fuck
like,
with that.
say like, you're fucking, I couldn't say your dad or whatever, but like say, I don't even want to say best friend because that sounds like I'm talking about myself. But
what you been lying about, motherfucker?
No, but I'm saying if somebody lied to you was like you really thought, like take the whole job thing as example. What I said, you really thought somebody had this job, but they don't have that job, and like
and they ain't got no job.
No, but they have a job. They have a job, but they just told you they was doing a different job because they wanted them to look better. Like, they wanted themselves to look better and make you think, oh, he's got status to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I ain't the motherfucker that be judging motherfuckers. But
that's what I'm saying.
So.
But you would like, so say somebody came out to you and was like, blah, blah, blah. You wouldn't be pissed. You'd just be like, yo, like, you didn't have to lie to me about that. Like, you could have just been honest. Like, I wouldn't have cared. Or would you be pissed at them?
Nah, I'd figure it out before they knew I figured it out. I'd call them out, call their ass out on it. I'd show up to their work. Just see they working there. The way I be talking to motherfuckers, I swear to God, every time I talk to somebody, they'll be like, for instance, a bartender at Nasty's, her husband. Yeah, they knew who you was. Exactly.
Why do they know wait, how do they know who I was?
You're going to have to bleep that out, but you know what I'm saying? You work at the blank, and he knew that you worked at the blank. I'll be asking, motherfucker, I ain't stupid.
I get you, but I mean, that makes sense. If you knew that like that, yeah. I guess you really do be finding out shit about like that. Because I've come across people and I found out.
Anything in the dark comes to light.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. So like
always. So why hide it? Just be real about it.
I mean, that makes sense, but like
if you broke, you broke.
But he was saying like he was saying basically like it's easier.
You ain't got no job. You ain't got no job.
It's easier for him to lie, though. He's saying,
yeah.
you know what I mean,
definitely.
I wasn't even talking about him.
No, I'm talking about me.
I'm just saying, he said it was easier to lie. So that's what I'm saying. Do you think people are so embarrassed about their shit that they just lie 100%. Because they don't want you to think they're a shitty person, but at heart, but at heart that's what they do. Because I've been in the same boat. I've been in the same boat though, because like I used to do that shit all the time with like my family and shit, like with my mom, honestly. When I would lose a job, or like when I lost my job, when I was so fucking depressed that one time that I literally just didn't go to work and I did not give a fuck, and I lost my job because of it, and I was just down and out. I was just acting like I was working, never said a word. You know what I mean? Where was this at? This was back like in high school days, like when I was like after high school, like when I was going through shit with Hannah.
Shit, I lost a couple jobs myself.
That's what I'm saying. But like I got so depressed, like I just wanted to be in bed all day, and I stopped showing up. And your coworkers that loved me hit me up, and people showed up to my door and shit, and like was trying to check on me, but like I couldn't have that pride to tell my own family like yo, I lost my job because I've been depressed. I was just like, and then I would make up a story why I got fired, and I'd be like, "Yo, this is what happened. They let me go because of it."
So when really that's not was trying to say I touched her.
No, but you would make up a scenario and you'd be like, "Yo, this is what happened. That's why I lost my job." When that's not what happened at all, and it was because you were so fucked up mentally and depressed. Like you fucked up, and you were afraid to admit you fucked up, and you would rather make up something because it's easier than being like, "Yo, I'm fucked up." And that's what happened.
Because
a lot of people nowadays, especially your parents and shit, don't accept that type of shit. Nope. If you just like, yo, I'm depressed, like they don't
give a fuck.
Yeah, like
they don't even understand.
If I go to my mom and I'm like, yo, like I'm fucking depressed, she is not gonna understand that at all. She's just gonna be like,
well, yeah, but
she's like, well, you need to go see a doctor. You need to go do this. You need to go do that.
You need a therapist. You need all this. You need meds.
Sometimes that's not what you want. That's not what you need.
Hell no, you ain't always gonna get the fucking reaction that you want from all motherfuckers though.
That's why you don't even
that's
talk
why
about
you
it
lie.
sometimes.
That's why you lie.
And sometimes you just keep it to your damn self, bro, and that just eats you. Yeah. Because what's the point of bringing shit up, bro, if it don't even fucking matter? If it ain't gonna change their views, if it ain't gonna change their mind or perception of what they already fucking think about you, bro, it's stuck, bro. It's dead. It doesn't even matter no more. So I don't even talk about shit no more.
Yeah, and that's why people.
That's why lying is easy.
That's like what they said when someone asks you if you're fine. You say, "Oh yeah, I'm good," instead of saying the truth, because what are they gonna do when you tell them the truth? What are you gonna do when you ask me if I'm fine and I'm like, "No, man, I'm fucked up. I'm really fucking hating myself right now. Like I'm depressed. Like I don't want to go to work. I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to be around nobody. Like I just want to fucking disappear."
Fuck yeah, bro.
And when you say that shit to somebody, they're not gonna fucking have an answer. They're just gonna be like,
"Grow the fuck up."
Damn, I'm sorry, man.
Like, I mean, there's some motherfuckers.
I hope you get some help or something. That's what they're gonna say. I don't want you to tell me that. I'm just gonna say I'm okay, so I don't have to hear your pitty ass reply.
Unless you say that shit to that therapist.
No, bro, fuck. That's what I'm saying. But not a therapist is for everybody. They fucking tried to get me in therapy when my mom and dad was getting divorced, and I was going through some shit. But I cannot talk to somebody. I cannot talk to a person.
The same shit happened to me too when I was younger.
Yeah. I don't know that person. I cannot talk to him. That's why every time the motherfucking school guidance counselor would call me into that bitch's office, I learned to put on a show so I could get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, that's why we use our friends as therapists. That's why friends are therapists.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't even use your friends.
Bro, it is.
Sometimes you just gotta go through. Sometimes there's shit that you want in your life to make you happy that you can't get. You can get it, but sometimes you can't get it at that moment. It's not one of those easy ass things to get. Sometimes I wish I could just have a person that I really fucked with just be there, but I can't make that happen every single time I want it to happen.
Oh, definitely not.
You know
definitely
what I mean?
Not. Yeah. Definitely not.
Just some shit like that, some deep shit. That's what this whole point of this fucking podcast is making these questions and we getting deep, and that's how I be feeling sometimes.
Hell yeah, man. Can I take a piss real quick?
Oh yeah, you gotta take a piss break. We'll take a piss break. We'll
I gotta
get
a beer too.
Motherfucker, she helps you when you was down.
She really
we back. Shout out to KY Jelly.
You like dick and you like it slick.
KY Jelly. Get you some in stores now today.
Damn straight.
Damn straight. And we back in the book after that deep conversation we had at first, you know?
And it don't stop. It don't stop.
Hopefully we touch some motherfuckers, but
Yep.
what's next on the docket as I eat a fucking Ritz cracker? Because I'm low-key fried.
Do you feel like people who become famous are people who are just special and they know that they will end up that way? Or is it just a matter of chance? Like, when I wrote that shit down, I thought, like, you listen to a lot of people who are in the limelight, and they always say, I knew I was going to be here. Ooh. I knew this was going to happen. I knew that I was going to be like this.
You worked for it.
Or do you think it's all a game of chance? Like, they work for that?
No, I think it's both.
I think it's both. Okay.
Because honestly, sometimes there are famous people out there where they're like, if it wasn't for so-and-so taking a chance on me, I wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And it's just like, it so happened to work out. But there's also motherfuckers that like, I woke up before everybody else. I grinded my fucking shit. I constantly work. I sacrifice so many things. And I'm here today because of it. It works both ways. I think honestly it's both of them.
So you think, so what about the motherfuckers that just like barely worked and they're just so talented at what they did?
Well, that's one of those ones where it's just like, yo, I put in the work in, or I was just meant to be, and it kind of clicked. But there's also somewhere it's a change. That's
literally the whole basis. There's of the question.
But I think there's multiple levels to it. It's not just one thing.
Motherfuckers that like barely had to put in any work, and they are just so talented at what they do.
That's one where they're just like, yeah, I knew I was going to.
That they just it just happened.
But there are
because they are so good at what they do.
Yep.
Whether it's painting, music, clothes, anything. Shit just falls right into their lap, and they are just so good at what they do that it was bound to happen.
I remember when Christian Klein said this a couple months ago. He said, it's either there's some that make it and some that don't. And that's just flat out. That's literally what I've been trying to push towards. Is you either make it or you don't. That's it.
But you should put, if you are really trying to, if you're trying to really get there, you got to put effort, but you also got to put that shit out in the universe too. Mm-hmm. That's like why when we keep saying, motherfucker, we making it, like we going to make it because we believe that shit.
And y'all two are going to.
Oh God. And if it's somebody taking a chance on us, or people just realizing like, yo, these fucking people are fly as fuck.
Facts.
Then that's that. Once we actually,
I like that question.
It sucks because like we're in that point where it's like we really want to put effort in, but since it's winter right now and fucking snow, like it's kind of hard to do videos and shit unless we go somewhere. But we may just need to make the sacrifice and shoot some shit.
My thing is, it's like you always, like I used to watch those old ass movies and you always hear about, like when you're watching movies about famous people and they're little kids and they always show this shit. And like they're like, I want to be a singer, blah blah blah. And then you hear the dad that's older or the mom, and they're like, we all had dreams.
Damn.
For real, like that's just how it goes. Like it's like another thing that I think about is,
but sometimes if those people have dreams, they just ain't talented.
No, that could be it. But what about motherfuckers?
Just like our boy that's in the vicinity.
Well, what about motherfuckers that got ideas?
Just ain't his calling, man. he could probably be famous off of something else, but that's not it.
But what about somebody who had idea? Like, say right now, I think of a fucking idea. Like, oh my God, like we could come up with this. And like, for instance, that time me and my dad were fucked up drunk, and this was like 2 years ago, and my dad was like, here's an idea. We could just deliver alcohol late at night. We already have it stocked, and we just deliver it to people's door late at night when the stores are closed. Like, shit, that's a good idea. Idea died. Then a year and a half later, I fucking see on an app somebody done did it.
Yep.
It's all about you doing it. Anybody can fucking say, just like my buddy fucking hit us up, my buddy Nick, who makes the beats.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I hear everybody talk about how they want to start a podcast. They got shit to say. Has anybody of them done it? No, but y'all motherfuckers did. Y'all gonna make some of that shit.
Yeah, bro, we just tried.
Exactly. It's all about doing it. We all got thoughts in our head, but who actually fucking does it?
Acts on it, yeah.
Who does it?
Actions.
Well, you gotta, yeah, but you also can't be lazy because there are people that do that. They'll be like, oh yeah, I really want to pursue this, but then they do like one thing, you know, they'll do like a video and then they'll shoot another video like 6 months later. You can't be inconsistent.
Oh,
like
hell
that.
no.
You got to be consistent with
You're
it.
right.
We have a schedule of every week. You know, we used to fuck up sometimes and miss 2 weeks in a row or some shit, and that was bad for us. But every time we've been consistent, weekly uploads and shit like that, your numbers steadily
get better.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the matter where you just like. Obviously, it's either somebody going back and discovering something that's old that will hit, or it's creating something new that will hit. And once that thing hits and you just spike, then things just go up from there.
I think the TikToks is going to help.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think it's a TikTok thing. And that's my problem is, like, it sucks because since it's a video base, but, like, there are some really fucking funny moments from the first, like, 25 episodes or whatever it was without a camera.
Yeah, I know.
Like, there were some funny ass
I told
episodes.
you from the beginning we should have had a camera.
I know. But you motherfucker, shit's expensive.
I know. We didn't have the bread to put in
we
there.
did. We went with the fucking webcam that was like $100. That was our camera for the longest time. And then we got this fucking badass joint. You know, everything on that fucking bitch is almost like $2,500.
I know.
The camera, the lens, everything. My fucking lens was $800 a load.
Oh my god.
The camera, $1,600.
Gotta
like
invest
shit.
in yourself.
Yeah, like people don't realize, like, unless you spend the money, like,
ain't gonna make
it's
no
gonna
money.
make but that's the thing. Like, people don't want to watch an unquality thing.
No.
So we put in money for good mics, a good soundboard, all that shit. And now we got a good camera and, things are going well. We got a little bit of lighting. It's not the best lighting. We could upgrade probably, but, this is just what I bought it because it was cheap and I wanted to test it out.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Straight up.
And hopefully one day we can actually, legit get like a permanent fucking studio. Or if one of us, get a place where, like, we have the space to turn that, we should turn it into a permanent place so we have a consistent room and background. And we can just leave this shit there, make it look nice, and fucking have a good time. Because I would love to have boom arm mics and comfy chairs and, custom designed signs and shit.
That'd be so dope.
But, like, we just don't got the space. Like, we just be doing it in my kitchen or your fucking living room. You know what I mean? Like...
Or out on campus.
Yeah,
out
or
on campus.
out on the fucking shit, folding table, throw it up on the side of the street.
Dude, what I've been trying to tell Christian is, like, sometimes you guys gotta, like, set up by the skate park, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
We
about.
already talked about that.
Hell yeah, dude. That'd be so
It's
dope.
winter, you know what I mean?
I know, not
it's gonna be
now, but,
fucking
like,
shitty to do a podcast in the winter.
No, when
skate.
summer comes up, though, dude, how many
Yeah.
skaters
No,
I
not
know would
motherfucking
love
summer,
that?
spring, motherfucker.
Yeah, we gonna be out there. Yeah,
I'm
we gonna be
telling
out
you,
there.
bro.
First
So
nice
many
day.
people I know.
First nice day, we gonna be up there.
Because
Fuck yeah,
skating
bro.
videos are
And that's
dope
really
as
all it
fuck.
is. That's really all it is exposure, though, because when we did the podcast on campus, we gained a big following off of that because so many people that were walking by, and I had the tapestry that just no AC only fans. And a lot of them, too, like, off camera, how many fucking people stop by and you're like, yo, what is this? Like, you tell them, they're like, oh, I'm going to add you. And they add you right in front of you and be like, I just added you. I'm going to give it a listen. Like,
Hell yeah.
a lot of them motherfuckers did that shit. And they fuck with us, too. And that's all you got to do is, sometimes you just, unless you put yourself out there, you ain't going to get it done.
You're right.
What's the next question?
Okay. This is a deep question. Okay, so do you really feel like at any point in your life you actually grow up?
Ooh.
Do you really grow up?
Like, it just clicks eventually?
Yes. Is that a thing? Do you ever grow up? For real?
I mean, yeah, I feel like there's things that I've grown out of, like...
Yes, but that's not the question, I think. I think it's just...
I think it's too early to tell. I think we're still so young that, like, that's like a question for when you're 50.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think that's a question, like, because now we still enjoy the fuck around shit. You know what I mean? Where who says when we're fucking 45, 50, we don't enjoy that? We don't know, but like, I mean, I feel like I've grown up from when I was fucking 14, 15, you know what I mean?
Of course.
But I can't
you're a
say,
child at 14.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But you're also like, your maturity changes, but I feel like your maturity can change as you get older.
I don't think you ever grow up. I don't think you
never.
Do. I don't think you ever grow up.
Incite me. Why you think that?
I think I've talked about this before, where when you're a little kid and you look up at adults, when you're a little kid, when you're 8, 9 years old, and you think about that shit, because I used to think about this shit all the time, actually, where you think about it and you're like, damn, when I get to this age, like everything will just click for me and like I'll realize what to do. You don't ever hit that point, motherfucker. You just learn as life is literally a game of you learning as you go every day. Mm-hmm. Somebody tells you some shit or you hear about some shit or you go through some shit and your decision making changes. Yeah. So the thing that I really think about is you see these blue collar motherfuckers that got a lot of shit. Yep. And I think that's because they've been through a lot of motherfucking shit. True. But then I also think about these rich motherfuckers who never been through shit, who their parents coast them through everything and basically set them up. And then the wealth just goes and they run the business and the wealth just keeps going and they give it to somebody else. It's all like a
you don't grow up in that side type of thing, I guess. If you
exactly. But my thing is, I guess I never grew up around anybody that's rich, motherfucker. I don't got no rich motherfuckers in my family. I didn't grow up like that.
Yeah.
My family, we all work for everything we had.
I mean, we had one friend that was really like rich, and he was kind of an asshole.
Tyler Cross.
Like, he's cool. Like, I fuck with him, but like he was also an asshole and very immature.
I'm not talking about that. Like, I'm not talking about kids that grew up in wealth. I'm talking about people that built the shit up out the mud.
Yeah, out of them dams.
I ain't never been around somebody that like actually had real wealth. I've been around people that, started from nothing and, build it up to where they can make 6 figures a year.
Yeah.
And those are the type of motherfuckers I'm talking about that basically that when you're around people that came from nothing, they went through a lot of shit to gain the knowledge that they did to be where they are at now.
But yeah, all the motherfuckers that just get a handout are born into it. Those are the people that end up the shittiest, though.
Exactly, but just
they be fucking flipping out because they think they're entitled to everything.
Exactly, but I'm talking about but there's a lot of fucking 60-year-old motherfuckers out there driving around Dublin in their fucking Ferraris. The money, the wealth was given to them. I'm talking about the motherfucking people contractors who started out building shit with their dad that built a company up.
Yeah, they appreciate it.
And now they're rich.
Honestly. Yeah.
I'm talking about motherfuckers like that. I'm not talking about trust fund babies.
You ain't talking about hand-me-downs.
No hand-me-downs. Yeah. Motherfucker built that shit up out the mud. And even blue-collar workers that you grew up in a motherfucking trailer park and you ended up making 6 figures because you work for that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Everything you grow through, what you go through. So every little life experience that, say you had at 20 years old, you learn, hey, I ain't going to do that shit again because that shit ain't going to get me nowhere. So you were able to make small decisions that turned into something that made your life better. Made it into the bigger scheme of what it is today.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I don't know why the fuck you laughing over here, motherfucker.
Oh, my bad, baby. Obviously just creeping.
You understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Total nonsense.
I understand what you're saying completely.
I understand. My grandpa
I agree
my grandpa said the other day, he said, I just turned 80 and I have all this wealth, but to my heart, I'm pure at heart. I feel like I am a kid inside.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You never grow up.
Yeah, which is crazy.
You never grow up
because he built that too. He built that shit all from himself. His real parents were piss poor, bro, piss poor, and he built that shit from the ground up. And I'm so proud.
Through hard work.
And through hard work, pain, and tears, and literally, he's still a kid at heart. Which that's why I'm absolutely astounded by like where he's at right now.
I like his grandpa. He be calling me sometimes.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
That's almost
mainly
what you
good.
be fucking.
It's never good. It's never good.
Bro, what did Label do this time?
I swear to God, bro.
He basically just calls me to validate if he's lying or not.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that puts you in a situation where you gotta either tell the truth or be lying.
No, he always
too.
tells him the truth, and I appreciate it.
I always tell him.
No, he nips that shit in the bud real quick, bro. I love him for it.
He'll be like,
not on it. Not on no AC. Not on no AC.
He says blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I didn't hear nothing.
He spent $7,000 on OnlyFans last month.
Oh my god.
I could see it, Gramps. I could see it.
I think his grandpa calls because he knows I'm gonna tell his ass the truth.
He'd be like, his grandpa called Chris.
He knows I'm gonna tell him the truth.
He needs some validation.
What is OnlyFans? He told me it had to do something with your podcast.
Nah, he knows I'm gonna tell his ass the truth.
Like, nah, Gramps. You ever see some big titty bitches? Get you an OnlyFans.
In all honesty, I think he knows, like, what reason do I have to lie to him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what reason do I have?
There's nothing to gain. There's nothing
to gain, nothing to lose.
No.
He knows that.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Yeah. I mean,
because that Christian fella, he's an upstanding citizen.
I just be telling the truth. Is what it is.
It is what it is. You get what you give, blessed.
You right. What's the next question?
I like that one.
Got me. I feel like y'all don't even really understand what.
I understood that.
I was understanding.
And I agree. You don't. I guess you don't.
We're gonna talk about loyalty here.
Loyalty.
Yeah,
some people are just loyal, and some aren't. Let's talk about that. And when I say that, I'm talking about restaurants, barbers, relationships, etc.
You saying like you have
do you consider yourself a loyal person? Like you got one barber you go to, like
you're
there's
talking
certain
about that.
bar. It's not just that, it's everything.
I would say there are certain things you're loyal to because like with like when I go to a certain place sometimes I typically go to the same place to get my hair cut. You know what I mean? Even though I don't live in that area anymore.
But do you got one motherfucker be cutting your shit?
I used to, but they don't work there anymore. But I still go to the same place. I just use somebody.
Well, see, that shit happened to me, and I found out where the old motherfucker was cutting.
Yeah, well, I can't do that because the motherfucker that was cutting my hair moved all the way to like northern Ohio.
Okay,
like 4 hours away.
Okay,
you know, you're kind of forced to find a new person then.
Yeah, I got you.
But there's also been like me and people go hang out at a specific bar or whatever, and it's at that point where like we've spent so much time there that the fucking bartender just knows what we get, and once we walk in the door, you know what I mean? You walk in, they'll be like, you know, fucking Tito's and Red Bull and fucking, you know,
that's
you want
best shit.
You want a Corona, you want a Long Island, like what you want, you know, they just be like hollering it out, and you be like, yeah, you got me.
I think it speaks volumes about individuals. Like I think some people are just loyal individuals, and some people aren't.
And honestly, the most loyal motherfuckers you'll find is in the bar because them motherfuckers choose to go to the same bar every fucking night, bro. The old heads love to go to the same bar, bro. You be seeing the same old people in the bar. They become loyal to a bar, and they will literally fucking go to that bar.
Shout out Rick from the library
or night. You be fucking with the library now?
Yeah,
I love the library.
Goes to all the bars.
I go to all the bars.
Is old girl still downstairs bartending?
You talking about Tori?
I don't remember her name, bro. We used to fuck with her so heavy though. She was so cool because she makes some mean ass green tea shot.
I don't know.
Just ask her if she remembers a fat kid and Christian.
Do you know how many stolen shit?
No. Because she knows about the podcast. Just say the motherfuckers with the podcast. You remember them? They love the green tea shots.
Okay,
she'll know who we are.
What was this at? When you guys
she's like black hair. She may change her hair color shorter. thick.
You're talking about Monica?
Always wearing leggings. She always works at the downstairs bar.
Is she an older woman?
No, she's younger. She was the one that told us. She was the one that told us what broke. I gotta cut. Yeah, we gonna have to cut that. Broke motherfuckers don't get no pussy. From the Nicki Minaj song.
Just a quote. I didn't say it. It's a quote.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I was trying to quote it too, but I said it too. We both kind of said it. But that's what she always used to say that shit because we would always ask her questions and shit at the bar. And we was trying to get her up on the podcast once. That would have been fucking dope.
Yeah, that would have been
She's pretty cool. She had a really good mindset though, like when we would ask her shit. But you find things to frequent. Are you loyal? You're loyal to a barber, obviously.
I'm loyal to a lot of shit.
So you choose.
I've just always been like that.
I hate the motherfuckers, like, we're talking about loyalty. I hate the motherfucking bandwagon sports fans, bro, that be fucking jumping ship every time somebody gets good.
I'm loyal to the fucking Panthers right now, and they won 5 games this year. And they won the first 3 in week 1, 2, and 3.
I mean, I'm loyal to my team, I guess. Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah, I mean, you loyal to that, right? But are you loyal to other shit?
I mean, I'm like, this. I got a lot of friends, but like, I'm loyal to like maybe 6 friends. Listen, I got like a big fan group that we're all fans of each other. We all love each other, but like, I got literally a strict 6.
But do you ever feel bad about that because you feel like these motherfuckers really don't fuck with you?
Yeah, 100%. Bro.
They like you, but they really don't like.
They don't really like me, bro. They just want.
Like if you was in a bad place, or if you was in,
if I asked for help,
if you was locked up, they would just be like, "Oh, sorry, man, that sucks." Like, hope you good.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to learn that the hard way, sadly.
Yes, you fucking do.
Yeah, because we've had that. We've had friends, bro, where like we still act like we fuck with them, but every time we hit them up, they just don't be fucking with us. Sometimes they'll be like, yeah, I'm down, but then they really just cancel or don't show up, or they're like,
I've been in the spot like I said before.
I just hate that I'm such a social
butterfly. Like when I was in West Virginia, like me and my roommate, we literally had nowhere to go. I told this story. We were literally we had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And we had to stay with these bitches.
Ooh,
on the couch. Like, they had this, like, attic type shit, and we had to sleep on their couch and blow-up mattresses for, like, 4 or 5 months.
Damn.
Because what happened was, we got this apartment, right? It was basically my roommate's, it was all his fault. He didn't want to give up his cat. So we paid the down payment. We paid like $500 each. It was all the money we had on the security deposit. Mm-hmm. It was a nice fucking new apartment too.
Was this WVU?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the fucking landlord was a lawyer. She owned the whole complex. She came in there, checked it out. Like, after we had moved in, saw the cat, she was waiting for us and said, you guys are fucking out of here. Jeez, go ahead, do whatever you have to do. I'm a lawyer. I don't give a fuck. You guys better be out by the end of the day.
Holy fuck.
And there was nothing we could do, bro.
Shit.
She was a prosecuting attorney for the county.
Oh, that's done with.
It was done with, bro. There was nothing we could do.
Fuck no.
Broke as fuck. Nothing to do.
Nowhere to go.
We were down the fuck out. No money. So we had to stay with some bitches.
Yeah.
I mean, at least those girls, like, helped out. They showed their loyalty.
Yeah, but the problem was...
Were you guys, like, cool with them before you guys,
we was cool.
Yeah, but they got kicked out when they realized they wasn't trying to fuck them.
Oh. I don't know. Was it really
when they
like that?
Yeah, when they was like that. When they was like, oh, you're not...
Like, they let us stay as, like... Like, we worked a lot when we was living there. So, like, pretty much, like, it took them a while to figure out we wasn't, like, we would give them enough, just, like, make them think that we liked them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, play the cards.
But they would never go through with it.
But, like, after 3-4 months, then they pretty much said, you guys need to be out of here soon.
Oh.
Yeah, because, like, you can fake, chill with somebody, and then once they be like, oh, we always just chill. We never do anything else. And you're like, oh, I really don't.
They was trying to get some dick, and we just wasn't about it. So
sometimes you just be like, well,
And a lot of times, I would sleep across the street at my homie's crib.
Oh.
Yeah. But my homie used to date one of the bitches, and she broke his heart.
Oh,
and she
didn't like that.
Did not like that.
Yeah,
that's
and
a
of
rock
course it
between
was
a hard
me
place.
pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
Why was it you? Just because you hung out with him?
Yeah, he was my homie.
But if she broke his heart, then why the fuck is it her? Why is it your fault? She just
thought it was bad. And my thing was, why the fuck would y'all move across the street from... Oh, okay. Originally, they moved across the street from each other because they was dating. And then they broke up.
Yeah.
Pizza's here.
Motherfucker, he made it.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I mean, you got to be loyal to an extent to people, and if you really can't be loyal to anything, then you kind of red flags, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you got a motherfucker always change, like that's what I don't understand. Motherfuckers with phone plans, bro. I be with the same phone plan. Some motherfuckers be switching they be like 6 months.
If you get that different discount.
No, but that's what. No, that's just scumbag fucking. You know, you really a Jew about your money.
If you could save 15%,
bro, I don't give a fuck if Verizon was having a deal just because if I have good service with the company I'm with now, I'm not gonna go switch just because Verizon's like I could get your bill $10 cheaper. I don't give a fuck. I'm happy with what I got.
Shit, Angus, you sound like a dumb motherfucker.
No. It's not dumb.
Phone plans is different, motherfucker. Them motherfuckers be trying to rip you off.
I don't know. I've been with my phone service and my payment's never gone up. It's been the same every single month.
What you got? I enjoy it.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. And their service isn't bad. I mean, there's been a couple times where I'm like, yo, motherfucker, like they be pissing me off, but like at the same time, like I found a way around it and it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. Damn. And they've always like, this is my problem. It's always been hell to fix the solution, but once you get the solution fixed, they were always willing to compensate you for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a headache and a half. I had to talk to 20 people, but then they would be like, yo, like, we'll pay for your next month's service and give you credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you're the same with me, because I made that mistake when I was like 19, 20. Decided to get on that Verizon plan and finance a phone.
Oh, I never did that.
Out on that joint.
I never did. My only
finance. Okay,
that's my first and only.
That's how it is though nowadays. Though that's how it is,
and you get fucked over.
Exactly. So now you buy that phone up front from a private party, and then you get your service, and then you're not in a contract. It's just service.
Hell yeah.
So and that's what I
did though. I mean, that's what I did though. I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna go. And that's what I did. Every single phone plan I was with until I got my own was, like Verizon or whatever, but that was through my parents. I always had a phone through my mom or whatever. And then when I went to get on my own phone plan, I chose Straight Talk and I stuck with it ever since. And I've been happy with it.
I used to have that shit.
You know
I used
to
have that in Missouri, Straight Talk. I love it.
It's not bad. $60 a month for unlimited everything.
$45 card.
Yeah,
well, they got unlimited.
Shit went up because of Joe Biden. But.
God, no, but I've been paying $60 for unlimited everything forever. And I mean, it's like a truly unlimited, not like Verizon's unlimited where they're like unlimited to 25 gigs and then everything after that
and then it shuts down.
Yeah, bro, I've gone through like 3,000 gigs of service in 1 month. When I didn't have internet at the time or something, and I was hotspotting everything. I went through so many gigs of service, and they didn't throttle my shit once or call me and was like, "Yo, you using too much." You know what I mean? They've never done that to me. They've always, I'll be fucking like, "Damn, bro, I really fucking probably cost them thousands of dollars."
Probably
for $60 a month. Like, shit. Sometimes you just gotta stick with it, Whatever. You guys want to take a break?
Yeah, so y'all can get your piece and bro, go eat, y'all.
I guess we're taking a break.
Let's take a quick commercial break. I got a real deep question.
We an hour in.
Question,
so we got the last half of the podcast.
This is gonna be some deep shit. So.
We'll be right back.
Be right back, babies.
And we're back.
We back.
What's going on, people?
We had some good Papa John's. That shit hit the spot. I'm not gonna lie.
That it did.
Fuck the diet. I needed me some old Papa John's. Shit is delicious. Make me want to leave that diet.
I feel you.
Make you want to say fuck it all and just go get in trouble. Anyways.
Who you gonna get in trouble with? Yourself?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, you never know, bro. Might be the way it's gonna go.
I don't know about all that.
So what the fuck? What's this last question? Is it the last question or is it just the last couple?
It ain't the last question. But it's the deepest one. It really had me thinking. At what point in your life, because of whatever happened, did you realize that this world doesn't give a fuck about you? What did you go through that made you realize that the world really does not give a fuck about you?
I feel like I want Label to answer this first. Answer it, bro. Answer it.
Why not?
13 right up on bar mitzvah. I realized the world didn't give a fuck.
13 after your bar mitzvah?
Yeah, right. Literally right after my bar mitzvah, because my grandparents took all my money, which is reasonable. That's fine. That's
why you living now. Probably the best thing that ever happened to you.
Nah, it's just because, like, my older brother, I'm not gonna speak too much about him, but they got his video, they got like a memorabilia about him graduating and him going through Hebrew school and everything. They don't got shit about me, bro. They lost my video, they lost my Torah portion. The only thing I got to me right now, to my name, is SoMo Laban, which is why I go by Label. But after that, bro, I realized that just like the world doesn't really give a fuck about you, because none of them motherfuckers really, other than like 2 people, still talk to me this day.
Exactly.
And
from
that's
that
over
time?
like, yeah, from that time, and that's over like 200 people.
Man.
200 guests.
Is it because
Just
the
time
path
moves on.
Is it the path you went down, or does it?
No,
like,
just time moves on.
Time moves on.
Yeah, like Sophia Casa, Gabrielle Adrian, bro. That's just Ashley, Ali Pedigo, Natalie Grove, bro. Josh Jones.
Hey, those are some
Mitch
new
Corey.
subscribers. We gotta tag these motherfuckers.
I'm telling you, bro. It's
Hey,
just
we
like,
talked about you in this episode. 2-second name shout out.
It's just that's when I realized that, like, you know what? The world really doesn't care. And, you know, we're just another blip on this big ass blue marble. And eventually you're going to be forgotten. That's just facts. 200 years from now, no one's going to remember exactly what we did.
Do you have a scenario, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Please go first, Big Crispy.
I mean, I think my click was like probably the day like we lost our house when I was living with my dad. Mm-hmm. Because like at the same time, like he really did not give a fuck about me or anything like in that time period. Like it was kind of one of those like I don't give a fuck we're losing about the house, you know what I mean? But the fact that like the like fucking sheriff's office and the bank, like to think you can like really do some shit like that, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, fucking just straight up rip somebody's house from them and be like not give 2 fucks about it.
Damn.
And like, I mean, there was times, bro, where like even like there was times where our electric and our gas was shut off. But there was a couple times where them motherfuckers would come to shut it off and they'd see I was living there and be like, I can't do that. You know what I mean? And they wouldn't do it. And they'd be like, I just say I missed you. I couldn't get in or some shit. You know what I mean? Like some motherfuckers have a heart and they'll do that shit. But other motherfuckers, bro, that's their job. They just fuck it. You know, I don't give a fuck about you. All I care about is my money, which like, I don't know. Sometimes it hurts because, I mean, I'd be dealing with that shit. There's sometimes where they're like, do this at work. And I'm like, yo, like, this kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, you try to help somebody as much as you can, but there's only so much you can do. You can't save the fucking world. At the end of the day, you still got to do what you're put out there to do as your job. I mean, you can try to be as lenient as possible and, you know, try to swindle some things, but eventually you got to fucking answer that call and deal with it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
What about you?
Oh, this is going to hit home right
The
here.
moment that I realized that the world doesn't give a fuck about anybody was my half-sisters, my 2 half-sisters that I had that I really don't speak about much.
No,
But I think I've talked about this before with the background story. Obviously, they have the same mom as me, so they kind of know how that ended up. And their dad, which was my stepdad, until I was like 8th grade, until he committed suicide in the jail when they were small children. So they grew up with a shitty mom and no dad.
Wow.
And being at that funeral, and like I was in 8th grade. It was literally when the summer I moved here, right before high school. Like just being at that funeral. And their dad was young. He was only 30 years old. They're older now, obviously.
See,
but being at that funeral and seeing and like reflecting on like, and the crazy thing is like, I never realized when I was younger going through the shit that I went through that the world didn't give a fuck about me. It just took shit happening to other people also and realizing what their life could possibly be because of that. It just led me to believe that the world really doesn't give a fuck about you. And I said that in the last episode, like the world really don't give a fuck about you. It really doesn't.
No. But like,
you still talk.
See that's the thing though. Like, I mean, we've been friends forever, and like, unless you did tell me that story before, honestly, that's the first time I've ever heard you say anything about your half sister.
I don't talk about it much.
I honestly never knew, and I think it's
that.
just because like we just like you said, you don't ever talk about it. But I'm sure you feel bad for them because, I mean, me knowing you, I know how bad you felt in regards to all that shit. So if they had any feeling of the same and dealt with the same shit that I've heard, they probably feel the same fucking way you do. And like, I can't say, I don't know if they still talk to her or not, but I don't know you know that, but like, they probably feel some type of way. That's why they don't talk to her.
Well, my oldest half sister, she's 19 now. After the reason why she doesn't like my mom is because my mom was with some guy that was raping her as a young child, and my mom knew about it and never said anything.
That is so fucked up. I don't understand why parents can do that, because like, you see that shit all over the news nowadays. Fucking parents that pimp out their kids to some bum-ass
I don't think it was
motherfucker.
that. I think it was just she found out about it, but she just was so fucked up she just didn't care.
Still, that's what I'm saying. If you knew somebody was doing that to your kid, like, you'd fucking kill that motherfucker. I would. I'd kill that motherfucker. But there's also parents that, they may know that it's happening, they just don't accept it. Or there's parents that actually pimp out their fucking children, and it's fucking sick and sad. Like, I don't blame them for feeling that way, but like, do you still talk to them every now and then?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Do you still talk to them? Like, both of them?
One of them I do occasionally, but the oldest daughter's like, I think she's on drugs really bad.
Yeah, but
every time she hits us up, it's only for money.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If she's obviously only hitting you up that, like...
Yeah, but this shit happened to her when she was a small child.
That's what I'm saying. So that's probably why she's in the place she is now.
And
it might help.
She's lesbian too, and you know the statistics about women that were sexually assaulted as young children end up to be lesbian because they do not trust men because that shit happened to them at an early age.
Yeah, you know what? That's kind of weird because, like you said on that lines, but yes, you should probably reach out to her because it might help. Like, maybe if if you actually give a fuck and try to reach out to her and be like, yo, this ain't about, like, I'm not here to give you money. I'm here to just like, because you probably feel the same way I do. Or, you do. It's probably even worse with dealing with your shit. But on the statistic thing, like, I didn't really ever think about that until you said that. But now that you say that, if you connect to the dots, like the people that I know that really don't fuck with men or trust with men, a lot of them have been abused in that type of way.
Psychology.
And like, but like you would never put two and two together as a person. You're just like, oh, like blah, blah, blah. But now that I think about it, the people that are friends that I know or people I've known throughout my lifetime that do that have been affected in some sort of way like that.
Just some sad ass shit, bro.
No, that is.
Because
my ex-girlfriend literally went through that because she got raped and shit, and she feels the exact same way how they were feeling. And oh my god, that's way too much,
bro. It's just that's a really hard topic. That's a really hard topic.
It's a really hard topic. That's why I kind of saved it towards the end. But like, seriously, that was the being there at that funeral is the moment in my life when I realized that the world does not give a fuck about me. Don't give a fuck about you. Don't give a fuck about nobody.
And that's the weird thing, like, not only the world, but we're gonna tie religion in this too, because like one of my coworkers literally said some shit the other day speaking about that. They're like, yeah, you know, I just prayed and blah 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 happens, and she's like, you know what, if you're ever going through something, you just pray and it gets better. And I'm like, I was like, because there's been plenty of fucking times where I've said a prayer and ain't shit happen. And he was like, you know what I mean? Like, shit's still shitty, shit, whatever. Like, maybe it gets down the line better, but she was just saying some shit like God always answered your prayers, you know, like he never leaves you hanging, and
did it give
you know, he always makes it better. And I'm thinking to myself, like, but are you sure? Like, you know what I mean? Like, every time I've prayed throughout my lifetime when I was younger, because I thought that same thing, nothing ever happened. So it was like, bro, why? Like, yeah, blah blah blah. You prayed for this and shit happened. It was better for you, cool. But like, is that just the luck of the draw, or is that because there's actually some people out there, and then maybe he just don't fuck with me?
I mean, let me ask you something.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, you can pray for a lot of things, but let me ask you this: did it give you hope for a second? Praying like that, did it give you hope a little bit?
I don't know.
Like, hey,
I couldn't answer
maybe
that.
this could change.
You would think like, oh, it's going to get better, but then it never does, and then it just makes you kind of like be pissed about it.
Yeah, I get you.
It's like, why did I get my hopes up?
But then that's where faith comes in. Faith.
But are you one of those people that only pray when some shit's gone wrong?
No, because when I was younger, I was in everything. I was in like youth group. I was going to church with my friends my friends' parents every now and then, because they did that. I was in like vacation Bible school. I went to church camp, all that shit, bro. Like, I was kind of involved.
You ever pray and thank them?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I used to pray, but then like as I just got older, like, bro, like I realized like, yo, this really ain't shit. Like, every time I fucking do it, I nothing happens. Like, I'm just fucking basically spitting words into the universe for nothing. And then, like, at the same time, it's like, my one friend that was really religious gave me a cross necklace, and that shit's hanging from my rear view mirror. I used to wear it all the time, no matter what, because I'm like, that's a gift, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to wear it. And there have been some times where, you know, every now and then you're like, you know, you look at it or you grab it and you're like, you know, like, wish, blah, blah, blah. Like, when I was going through the shit with my dad, I fucking grabbed it probably more than I normally would or something. But, like, it still just feels like sometimes you say something and it's just like, yo, I'm talking to nothing kind of deal.
I don't wear my my Star of David anymore.
I just hate the whole saying like good things or bad things happen to good people because God's calling them up because he needs them or some shit like that.
Testing you and shit.
Like, yeah, but like you got to think about look how many motherfuckers really be out there doing good things, kids and shit, and they be dying for bullshit. Like, it's one of those things. It's like, I get it's life. That's how things happen, diseases, blah blah blah. But like, if he truly gave a fuck about people, that wouldn't be a thing. You know what I mean? So you have the argument from both sides. Like,
it's all again about perception of everybody.
It's just weird.
It's how everybody views shit.
I don't want to bring drag any religion through the name, but like,
hey,
I question everything still.
Since I kind of opened up about my other half sisters, can I open up about my twin half sisters?
Whoa!
You have twin half sisters?
I have twin half sisters too.
Wait, so you have 4 half sisters?
Yes.
Wait, how long?
I did not. Yes. Why?
What?
On which side?
Speak
on
about
still
it.
your mom?
Yes.
Your mom got 5 kids?
6.
6.
Who's
Speak.
2 by each man.
Dang.
Yeah, that's 4, and plus you, that's 5.
4,
oh yeah,
6.
I forgot your sister, your actual sister.
Yeah, your actual.
I forgot Chelsea.
Me and my sister, the 2 other sisters, and the twins. And the twins are being raised by my cousin.
How old are they?
Same age as Jacob, 13.
Wow. Dude, how come over there?
I don't know. I know that's crazy, but they're being raised by your cousin.
My cousin, which.
Have we ever met this cousin?
They know.
Have we ever met your cousin?
You haven't? No. Hell no.
Oh,
She's
okay,
older.
okay.
She grew up with my mom.
Oh, okay.
But they're raising the kids. So they recently found out that my mom is their mom.
Oh, wow.
But they
didn't
don't know.
Tell them?
They don't know that me and my sister are their siblings. They don't even know about
They're
us.
hiding. Why would they?
So they've got, each of the girls have 5 siblings and they don't, well, 4 siblings they don't know about because obviously both twins are raised by the same person.
That's kind of fucked up.
That's definitely.
So here, but we can talk about this because I mean, it's kind of like the same shit. But my whole issue, I told you, obviously, you know, and like it really doesn't change anything. But like I had to find out through when my mom was breaking up with Kurt that my oldest brother Scott is really my half brother and not my full brother.
What?
She didn't.
Crazy shit.
So
bro.
this is what I'm saying. They sat down and told my other brother Brock about this when he was in high school. I don't even think it was when he turned 18. They told him, but they never fucking told me. And I found out just like last year,
bro.
When they were broke. We was all eating dinner together, and obviously they were splitting up. They got into an argument at dinner. And he said some shit like that. That's why you're blah, 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 you know, fucking. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, I had to find out through an argument. And somebody didn't even sit me down and was like, yo, like, you know, your oldest brother is really just your half brother. And, like, he's never met his dad. I've never met his dad.
Sounds like your mom was hoeing.
But this is the thing. This and apparently my dad knew, like, my dad knew about it. And they were together when she got pregnant and stuff. But like at the same time, fucking my oldest brother like don't want anything to do with his dad. But this motherfucker used to live close to, like, when I was living over at Kurt's house, this motherfucker lived right down the road on West Broad where that Taco Bell area was. Those apartments. He used to live in those apartments. That motherfucker Scott used to work at Taco Bell.
He was working with his dad. He didn't even know.
Well, no. Scott used to work at Taco Bell. The dude used to live in the apartments next to it. And the guy never reached out to Scott until recently. And Scott was talking about, like, how many times does that motherfucker come through? Because he knows of Scott. He knew everything. My mom's apparently my mom's been updating this dude about Scott his whole fucking life. And none of us knew about it. So he probably knew that Scott was working there when he was living with us and going through shit back, like, when I first moved to Columbus. Yeah. He probably knew all that shit. How many times that motherfucker go over to that Taco Bell and drive through and, like, seen him, or, like, went up to his work and seen him and never said a word like, hey, I'm your dad or whatever. Just went there to look at him. Or how many times I may have run across the motherfucker and I didn't even know it.
Maybe for some people, loving at a distance is better than loving in real life.
Yeah, but that's his only kid. That's his only kid, and his only kid has never known him his whole life.
So what? Okay, so
and he wants to know him, but Scott doesn't want to deal with him.
Okay, so what can you do?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, but in that situation, in that situation, was it my mom holding Scott from him, or was it him not wanting to meet Scott?
It's 50-50 fault, bro.
Either way, so when you think about that guy's point of view, I mean, if him trying to love from a distance is all he could do.
That's all you can do?
That's all you can do.
But what if he wanted more and he couldn't get it because she was refusing?
Oh, see, now that
shit happens all the time, but nobody ever wants to talk about that.
They should probably, and in your situation, they should probably tell those girls about you guys, because what if that makes them happy that they got siblings and they can reach out to you?
They know they have us, but
they don't know that you're siblings, though.
They don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they should probably tell them.
They probably should.
Because they
probably should. But
and if you can't.
Okay, here's some things that you don't understand. My whole mom's side of the family doesn't like me or my sister because my mom was such a huge piece of shit back in the day. They associate us with her.
Yeah, but you gotta make
yourself. That's just how it is, bro. It's Southern shit.
But like, you gotta make yourself different. But I mean, I think it would look real stand up of you if you messaged your cousin or whatever and was like, "Yo, like, I feel like I should know these, two girls, and I feel like it's wrong or weird.
It's not my place. It's not my place.
Yeah, but you can still reach out.
You can make it your place, man.
Because that's your family too.
Yeah.
Like just like
side.
the other sisters, those are still technically your family, whether you know them that well or not.
Okay, the other two sisters, only one I can talk to, and she's married to a chick, and she's probably a drug addict. Why can't you talk to the other one? Because she still lives with my stepdad's mom.
So why does that?
Shit talked my mom their whole life?
Well, you don't have to. But your mom,
which they view me as negative.
I get that, but you got to reach out and be like, "Yo, like you can't associate."
I can't find her. She has no social media, nothing like that.
I guess that if that's that case, but I would be telling the oldest one, like, "Yo, like."
Hook me up.
She left that family too. They casted her out because she's gay.
Well, I mean, she could at least message her sister. I'm sure she still talks to her sister.
I don't think so. I doubt it. She told me she doesn't.
It's just one of those things. Like you would feel bad if something happened to one of them, correct?
Yeah, I love the little girls. Like,
so it'd probably be best to reach out and be like, "Yo, like,
I do reach out. It's not like I'm sitting here not trying to."
Yeah, but I would be like, please tell. Like, I would be begging them, like, motherfuckers, like,
let them know
they need to know. Yeah, they need to know who I actually am because, like they're my family and I fuck with them and like what you can associate me
on that side of the family.
I know, but you can associate me with my mom all you want, but I'm not that way, and you make
exactly. Do you know how many times I've tried to say that?
Yeah, but I mean, you're the only one that can make yourself look better in that situation.
My sister is fine too. They hate her too.
Damn.
My sister has a good job. She's got a family, great house, great husband, great household.
I think you just gotta keep putting in the effort to try to reach out. Maybe
we've been trying to put in the effort, bro. It'll never change.
You never know.
I mean, but once they get older, once they get older,
that's what. Maybe once they're adults, maybe if I can find them.
So it's a waiting game.
Yeah, you just got to kind of keep up with the...
Again, hey,
we just talked about
loving from a distance.
Exactly. Loving from a distance. If that's all you can do, then that's all you can do.
Until they grow up, that's all he can do, I guess.
I don't think I could do that, though. If I had a child with somebody...
But what choice do you have?
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying I would still put... Motherfucker, I would show up randomly. I would do whatever I had to fucking take care of or be in that person's life. If it was my kid or my sibling or something, you know what I mean? I couldn't just up and be like, yo, like, fuck you. I don't give a shit about you. I ain't gonna see you. I ain't gonna...
All my mom did was love from a distance pretty much my whole life till I was an adult.
True. And you still deal with that shit now.
Yeah, I know I do. I deal with all the fucking shit on her side of the family.
And it hurts. And it probably hurts them deep down. And
and even like when it came to like Christmas and shit, and when like she was just kind of like...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, some shit like that. Or like, you know, it's a lot of broken promises because my dad used to do the same shit when I moved to Columbus. Oh, I'm going to come pick you up this weekend. And then never show up or never, you know, end up coming or whatever. And you're just
and then I hit you back for a year and a half. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, we did. We went through that shit. I think it was 2 years or something. We went and we just didn't talk or anything and like started talking again and, you know, things were okay, and then it got rocky again, and then didn't talk for another 2 years. But then at the end of the day, you still regretted it. You know what I mean? Like, it's still like, damn, I really held that grudge for that long, and it wasn't worth it.
I get you. I kind of feel like it's obviously not the same, but my younger sister's dad, his name was Corey. He's the one that committed suicide in the jail. And my mom was with him when I was younger, back before, like, she was doing her shit, but, like, it was before it was noticed, pretty much. It was when I was just keeping the shit hush-hush. Yeah. And not saying what was going on over there. But, like, that motherfucker, like, he was a coach on my football team and shit. I was, like, 7, 8. Like, me and him was close. Like, he was kind of a dad, like a real dad to me, like in the way that a role model type dad at a young age. Like, he would go out and play football with me and shit. And that was something that my dad never really did with me.
Oh, dude.
My dad was never that type of dad. And I mean, I get that because a lot of dads aren't like that. But, like, me and him shared the same interests. So he wanted to be a coach type figure and shit like that. So, like, he was the first real person that got me into football and shit like that. So, you know, when shit went down later on and, like, I started to realize basically how shitty my mom was, I kind of grouped them together, which he was no saint either.
Right.
He was on pills really bad. And, I saw a bunch of fucking bad fights with them and where they would be choking each other to the ground to the point of like shit like that, just bad memories. But in the end, like I honestly fuck with him heavy. Like he was the first person that got me into something that I love to this day. And he like cared enough about me to want to be a coach on a team for me. He wasn't my real dad, but like I felt like he cared enough about me to be that person for me. And I just like held a grudge about him for so long. And the thing is, like right before we moved here, I was like, what? It was right before high school started or whatever, 8th grade, halfway through 8th grade. And he like called my sister and my sister was like, yo, Corey wants to talk to you, whatever, because he had heard about how we were about to move. And
was he in jail at this time?
No. He was out and he was like, yo, I really want to see you before you move up there. Like, I love you like a son, blah, blah, blah. And I had so much resentment towards him because of everything that had happened in my life prior to that.
Damn.
I had so much resentment about that. Then I move up there and then we moved up there in October. Then he killed himself in like June. And I never got the chance to see him again. And that's one of the biggest regrets that I will ever have. Is I knew deep down that I probably should go see him because he actually meant something to me. But like my pride and prior hatred because of bullshit, because I was so young. I mean, I wasn't like super young, but like, I was 14, 15 and like I had so much hatred and like animosity and like I was thinking about just like the pain that I had been through. And I kind of grouped the pain together with different people that I probably shouldn't have. I mean, obviously the motherfucker wasn't the best person, but like he had great qualities. He had, like even my grandpa used to say, because my grandparents let him and my mom live there, and it wasn't even their parents. These were my dad's parents.
Yeah.
Let them live there because he was just a good guy. He just had his problems.
Everybody has their demons.
Because some people's demons are a lot worse than others.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make you any less of a person. But what I'm saying is, that is one fucking thing that like I'll never get over. Is I should have at least went and seen him.
Yeah. For close.
Because he literally, like, a large part of who I am today has to do with him. It's just true. I mean, I love football. I love Clemson. It's all because of him.
Damn. Now we get into the roots.
Shit is all because of him.
Now we get into the roots of things. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And that's honestly, like, if you think about it the same way, though, like, maybe that's why we connect so well. Because, I mean, that's literally, like, my same biggest regret is, like, when I was literally driving home from my Christmas at my brother's house, like, I felt like something was off, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't talked to my dad it was almost 2 years, and my brothers were talking about, like, oh, yeah, like, we need to go see Grandpa, too. Like, my grandpa's getting really old and shit. Like, I don't know how much longer he's going to be around either. And I was thinking to myself, like, I think it was like 7 o'clock at night or something. I was driving back to Columbus. I'm like, damn, I should really just stop out at the house and just, randomly show up. Like, I know how to get there and just see, like, what happens or whatever. You know what I mean? Just knock on the door and go say it. But then I was like, nah, I got to work tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's Sunday. I got to work tomorrow. I got to do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, maybe I'll just hit him up, see if I can stop by New Year's or something. And I literally didn't stop that day. I went home, and then, like, 2 days later, I get a phone call, about that shit. It's like, if I would have stopped, could it have changed the outcome of things? Or, like,
yeah,
I should have went with my gut instinct of like, you know, hey, I should just stop by and see him. But like, same thing. I really fucking had hatred, and like, I really like, there's just so much shit that happened in the past that I was
wrapped
like,
up in that.
Yeah, I was just like, you know, like, because all this shit, like, I just didn't want to do it. Like, I wanted to go and stop, but at the same time, it was running through my head, like, is he just going to be pissed at me? Is he just not going to talk to me? Is it going to be same shitty situation?
Yeah.
Are we going to get in an argument or something? Blah, blah, blah. And that's why I chose not to go. And then at the end of the day, you regret it. Same thing like you, you know. But it doesn't matter at the end of like, he still was my dad and I still loved him deep down. But like, you don't really realize you regret that shit until it happens and you can't go see that person again. Like, you can be like, oh, damn, you know, he'll just hit me up in another year or so. And then I'll talk to him again. You don't think like, oh, damn, like, I'm never going to see this person again. Time's ticking.
Like, God, this shit's gonna make me cry, but when I was at that funeral, after he had killed himself, the background of the story is he hung himself in the county jail with his own belt.
Why didn't he have his own belt?
Yeah, how did he? No, never mind. Commissary.
Well, they probably didn't have those rules back in the day.
That was a lawsuit. It was he wasn't supposed to. So that was kind of the thing. Like, did he get killed? Because they knew him in that town. That motherfucker got arrested a lot. But what I'm saying is, like, one thing that always stick with me is when I was at the funeral and his mom, which I had met a couple times, you know, because they kind of lived in the middle of fucking nowhere. They lived in a town called Gray Court. Like, it's kind of outside of Clemson a little bit. Like, it's literally the middle of nowhere. Like, nothing there.
Kind of like where I grew up in. A fucking town of 700 people with nothing there.
Kind of like that, yeah. But, like, she, like, looked at me and, like, I'll never forget this. She was like, I just want you to know that he thought of you as a son and he would talk about it all the time.
Damn.
And, like, when she said that, it just, like, brought back all the thoughts about, you know, like, I could have saw him before he died, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'd feel a lot better about myself right now if I would just put the pain aside and, like, wasn't being an immature 15-year-old. And just, you know, went and seen him because, like, I didn't realize, like, I didn't think about all the ways that he made me who I am today. You know what I mean? And you don't even realize that shit about people. Like, you know, you could be around people, they could be your friends and shit, and, like, at whatever age it is, and then they influence you into being what you are right now. It doesn't matter who it is. Whether you're fucking 5 years old or 15. Or 12 or whatever. Even if you're 20, you meet somebody and then they fucking influence you into what you are right now at 25.
That's the same thing.
It's a fucking major role in your life, man.
Yeah.
People really do be influencing you.
And there's people
you don't even
now,
realize it.
There's people now that you'll even meet that will impact your life in some sort of way.
Exactly.
And that's like on that one post I put down there, you know, it was like, it doesn't matter if you've known someone for 10 years or 2 months, that person can make a difference in your life. And, you know, you should be thankful for that and enjoy the people that you have around you. You know what I mean? And then, like, for real, like, don't be afraid to be you because, you know, you kind of are the product of many others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you love something, you know, somebody either taught you that, you kind of live those people on. So, like, everybody that you regretted seeing, it's like, if there is a piece of you that is a part of them, like, keep fucking with that shit because it's really just living on their legacy too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just keep putting it on and keep being you. That's all you can really do. Don't let anybody, you know, tell you different. Like, oh, you a piece of shit. You got to act this way. You should act this way or whatever. Because at the end of the day, it's like, those motherfuckers had no impact on your life. They didn't, you know, shape you to the person you are. So who's it for them to tell you how you need to be? Fuck it. And everybody should know that, especially young kids nowadays that may be listening to this, or like, you know, fucking teenagers or people that are developing in high school and shit. Like, seriously, like, the shit other people say don't really affect you at all. Like, fuck if your teachers hate on you. Fuck if your other kids hate on you or something. Like, they tell you you won't be shit or whatever. Like, fuck those people that actually hate, but cherish the ones that actually are, you know, good in your life and say good things about you and want to see you succeed. You're going to have fake ones along the way. You're going to have people that, you know, end up screwing you over or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, that person may have screwed you over, but one of those lessons they taught you, you could still carry on in life. So you don't have to be thankful, you know, for for that person, but you can be thankful for the lesson they taught you.
Gotta be grateful for the things that people have taught you.
You have any comment on this, Mr. Label?
He's in his feelings about some shit that we was talking about.
Yeah.
I get it, man, and like it is, and like just
sorry
like,
to like
no,
take
but just
it to this level,
just like him listening though. But I think how many people, like, maybe not now. I mean, we have such a, obviously it's not a huge viewership, but it's a limited viewership now. But who doesn't say down the road somebody stumbles back and listens on this episode and it connects with them in some type of way?
It changes their fucking life.
Yeah, or it connects with somebody even now that's listening that may be going.
Views, man.
It may
from doing something stupid to themselves, bro. Like,
yeah, they may be going through some shit right now, and you know, like talking about it actually helps because at the end of the day, like you're putting yourself out there. We're being vulnerable for other people, though, but at the same time, what we're being vulnerable about, somebody might be going through the same shit and don't have the power to say it or feel that way.
Yeah.
They're afraid to, you know, come out and be like, yo, like, I feel this way or I do this, blah, blah. Like, when we was talking about depression and shit, like, don't be afraid to be like, yo, I'm depressed. Like, fucking own that shit because at the end of the day, it's going to make you be better. Yeah.
I need help.
Yeah.
Straight
and, like, that's what I'm saying. And it's okay to admit, you know, you're going through some shit. It's okay to admit you're wrong. It's okay to admit you're not doing the best thing for yourself. You know, it's okay to admit you're abusing shit you probably shouldn't be abusing. It's fine to admit it, like, but it's what you choose to do after that really affects it, you know what I mean? And surround yourself with good people. Recognize the people that really be shitty in your life and cut them out. Like, what they really don't want to see you succeed if they also feeding into your demons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't, like, I don't know if you guys seen this. I know this kind of really doesn't have to deal with the topic or whatever, but I don't know if you've seen Lil Xan is suing his manager, his music manager.
Yeah, you haven't, drugs and all that shit.
You haven't seen him in the news lately, but Lil Xan came out and said basically like he's been trying to get sober and shit, and he's completely sober now. But he said his manager used to fucking call up his drug dealers and like,
spend $5,000.
Spend his money and try to get him to, like, obviously he didn't force him to take the drugs, but he put it in front of him, like, yo, like, I just bought all these Xans for you. So because he knows he was gonna get fucked up on him and make music, and then he was gonna make more money. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And it's like, and same thing with that. I mean, it could be even on the level, like you going out to the bar with your friends or something, and somebody knows like you're going through some shit, but they still tempt you with it. They're like, yo, do this, you know, have another drink, blah, blah, blah. Like that's people that really don't fuck with you. Because if they knew you was going through some shit and feeling some type of way, they wouldn't be tempting you with it or fucking trying to get you to drink more or whatever. Like, you know, people like that really don't give a fuck. And it's just one of those shitty things. It's like you really don't see it. You think they're your friend, but at the same time, at the end of the day, they're really just feeding into your bad habit and what makes you hate yourself.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Facts.
What you got to say about it, bro? You seem like you got some shit to say.
I don't want to say anything.
Why not?
I mean, let it out, though, because people, I mean, you're obviously going through some shit and you feel some type of way.
Yeah, I love y'all. I'm good right now.
I will admit, I want to know where the fuck
you on the verge of tears.
Yeah.
Because you heard some deep shit.
Yeah.
I will say I want to know where you got that hat at, though, because I fucks with that. I've been looking at it all this night. I'm like, damn, I kind of want one of those hats.
It's the irony is because I got this in Dayton, Ohio when I was sober for like 186 days.
Yeah.
I don't really want to like talk right now. So
it was a good time.
Usually I talk, but I'm not really.
We didn't talk about some deep shit.
Yeah, way too deep, bro. Even on labels level.
Do we have another question on the docket then? We can move along. You know, we would try to cheer the people up some.
We like 5 or 6 questions. So. Damn. I don't want to ask.
Why? Is it
just
deep?
It's deep. But
well, I mean, let's.
Come on,
we were already in there. You might as well.
In tears, bro. Let's get it.
You might as well just ask the deep questions.
Do you feel?
This is real specific that I'm gonna beat your ass.
Are some people just a waste? Like you feel like if they died, it wouldn't affect anything or life itself.
I think there's people that get to that point, obviously, which I can't say you say it's a waste because, like, the sad thing, if you think about it, there are probably some homeless people out there because, like, you see it a lot of times. Some of them homeless people, bro, they got no family. Their family's not in contact with anything. And if they did die, like, who the fuck would come to their funeral? You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things, like, sometimes people can die and nobody knows about it. But I don't think if anybody is in a part of anybody's life, I don't think that person's a waste because, like, if they did die, we would still feel sad. You know what I mean? Like they may feel themselves that they're a waste and nobody's gonna give a fuck about them when they die. Just like probably like my dad thought, but like when he died, like you gotta think everybody around him was sad. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like he thought to himself that he was such a waste, like of space. You know, when I said his fucking letter was dark and deep, man, when he was like, just throw my shit in a ditch or flush it down a toilet. I don't give a fuck where my ashes go. Like in that mindset, he probably thought he was nothing, but like there was people that actually cared about him. And and a lot of people are that way. If somebody lost somebody, you know, people would be sad and they really don't know, like they may not say it. And you know, you may have those people in your life where they're like, they fuck with you, but they may not let you know they fuck with you. And they actually are sad when something would happen to you.
Yeah, for sure.
But I couldn't say everybody's a waste of space, but I think there are situations where people do probably feel like that. Because
for sure.
If they literally have no one and nothing, then yeah, I'm sure there's people that feel like that.
I mean, the reason why I asked that is because I know some people feel that way, but I don't know. I just feel like it's fucked up. But I feel like, I'm just going to say this. You never know how what mark you're gonna make on another person's life. Like, just like my stepdad, Corey, I guarantee you he has no idea that I'm sitting here on earth thinking about him to this day.
That's amazing.
I guarantee you he wasn't thinking about that shit before he killed himself.
Right.
Or committed suicide, whatever way you want to say it.
Yeah, because, I mean, I
guarantee you when I was 15, and he said, I want to see you before you leave, and I didn't see him, he took that as, he thinks I'm a piece of shit. But people don't ever think about that shit, though. People don't ever think about what other people are going through and how that influences what decisions they make at that particular time. And that's just straight facts. You know what I mean? Like, that's just life.
Right.
You know, but his legacy obviously still lives on, because he helped make who I am today. You know, I love football because of his ass. I'm a fucking huge Clemson Tiger fan, as you guys know.
Let's go.
Because of him.
Let's go.
Yeah. And that's
and you know what? When I have a child, probably going to be a Clemson Tiger fan.
Oh, fuck yeah, he is.
Because of him.
Yeah.
Right.
Preach.
As long as it doesn't grow up to be a Buckeye fan, we good.
Not going to be a Buckeye fan.
Bro, you know how bad that feels? That Liliana's a fucking Ohio State fan because her mom's an Ohio State fan? I'm like,
fuck that.
Listen here, little girl.
She got to come to Wolverine.
Everybody in your family's a Michigan fan that fucks with you. You know what I mean? Just because your mom and your uncle's a Ohio State fan don't mean you got to be an Ohio State fan. Shit.
Dude, I'm so sorry, man. That's so sorry.
No, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't.
It's just one of those things. Like, you do think about it. You want, because when you have a kid, you kind of want that kid to be almost like a mini version of you.
Yeah, no shit.
Like,
of course.
A lot, but you can only do that to a certain extent, though. You have to, like, you know, the parents that take it too far are the parents that fucking work their, you know, like the sports parents that work their kids and like fucking just because they had a dream and they failed and then they try to put it on your kids. You can't do that. But you want your kids' personality and likings to be affected by what you
are.
are.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because I fucked with it when I would, you know, like my dad was listening to like 5 Finger Death Punch and shit. And I fucked with it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh yeah, I like this music and he's going to fuck with me because I like this music too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
It's just one of those things. Like we would jam out together and shit. Or like when we'd work out for football or something, or when we would just be in the weight room, like
I didn't know
you'd be fucking with that shit.
That's what's up. I didn't know your dad was a metalhead.
Oh hell yeah, bro! I've been,
fuck yeah, bro. I'm
dude. That's what I'm saying. I got the fucking wide genre of music, man.
Yeah, dude,
I fucked with the heaviest of metals, and I fucked with some of the smoothest of shit.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you're all over the place.
Yeah, I like all music because my brother, like my oldest brother Scott, he is into like Mushroom Head and like all that shit. Like he's been into some shit in his life, and like I've found to like a little bit of everything.
You got to.
Yeah, like I fuck with it all, and like those people they did influence your music. You know what I mean?
Variety.
Like I'm sure there was people you were friends with and shit that listened to shit that affected your music. Christians affected my music liking a lot.
God.
I mean,
half my playlist.
Yeah, bro. Because when I moved to Davidson, and when I moved to Hilliard, and like was finishing out my school in Davidson, and like I fucking have a computer class. Like it was the first class of the day.
Yep.
And I'm fucking Christian, and I'm sitting right next to him, and he's listening to like, what were you listening to? It had to be Tumblr Girls or something. And I was like, bro, who is that? Like, I fucks with that. And he goes, oh, G-Eazy. You ever heard of him? And I was like, Jay-Z. I was like, yeah, I've heard of Jay. He's like, no, not Jay-Z. And I was like, G-Eazy. And I'm like,
let me put you on.
I don't think I did. And he's like, go check out some of his music. Like, he told me, he's like, and the only reason I really use SoundCloud is because you're a motherfucking ass. I used to use Spotify all the time. And then Christian's like, nah, you got to use SoundCloud.
You want to go to that underground.
Yeah, and like, and that's what it was. And I hop up on SoundCloud and I'm listening to G-Eazy. I'm listening to like Run Around Sue and all that shit, like Kings and all those old fucking good ass songs. And I'm like, damn, bro, like I really fuck with it. And a lot of my fucking music listening to throughout the years, I just went to this motherfucker's likes and just listened to his playlist and found artists that I was like, damn, I like that too. And I just followed through. And we be in the car driving, he'll play a song and I whip out Shazam and I'm like, who the fuck is this, man? Because like, I feel like bad if I'm just going to ask him, I'm going to forget it. So let me Shazam this shit real quick. So I got it saved up, bro. And like, I did. A lot of my music taste came from him. And like, people be like, oh, why the fuck you listen to that? And it's like, because I fucking like it. Like, you may not like it, but somebody showed me it and I love it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, can I ask a question? I need to take a quick break.
Oh, you got to take another quick break. No, you good, bro. We can take another quick commercial break and then we'll finish out whatever we got on the docket.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know we got another question.
We are back up in the box.
Yeah, we back.
Christian is checking the notebook to see if there's anything else. There's a whole back page.
I like how you use your notebook for that shit, though. That's sweet.
You want to save those for another time, or do you got a question?
Nah, I only wrote 6.
Okay.
We asked about 6 questions, but I don't know. I think I got one more question for the squad.
What's that? It's been a little bit deep. We took a break. Yeah. You know, everybody got their feelings out. We good now?
Yeah, we good.
I kind of want to ask one more deep feelings question.
Cool.
All right, what's up?
What's something that somebody taught you that when you die, they can never take away from you?
Taught you?
Yeah, taught you, told you, regardless. What's something they'll never be able to take away from you that somebody else has taught you or told you?
Go ahead.
I don't even know. I'm trying to think.
My Asher, which is that's my grandfather's Hebrew name. He taught me the reason to never give up on love. That's what he's taught me, and I'm like, just, you know, love for people and like love for yourself. Even if I hate myself at the same time, just like never getting, just, you know, just look for just like love, bro. Like, I love love, bro. Like, it's addictive to me. It is. And like, I got love for so many people, and I just got to like realize what's real in that and what's fake. And that's what I'm trying with. That's what the hard part is for me. But that's something that I will die with and be grateful that my grandfather showed me, because he never had it growing up, and he showed me the most love without showing me his bank account. So that's if that's a thing, I mean that's
a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing for sure.
Value.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think one thing that I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my girl here, because
it's awesome.
My girl really taught me like patience. It has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with me, because like when we first started talking, it took me forever to open up to her. And she was so patient, and she like viewed me enough to have like, she basically, how should I say this? She knew how important I was going to be to her, and she had the ability to be patient with me
and understand
that it was going to take a while for her to break the mold,
the walls,
break the walls in.
That's true.
She got inside the pyramid.
Respect. Wow. Damn.
And that's something that like most people
don't get.
Nobody else ever could do.
Damn. Hell yeah, Christian. I love you for that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro.
Like there was many nights here like where she got so frustrated with me because I wouldn't open up to her.
And she still.
I mean, it's hard.
Still,
it's hard.
And she was still there the next day.
Damn.
And the next day.
And it built you stronger, didn't it?
And the next day.
And it built you stronger, didn't it? Let me ask. Did it build you stronger?
I think that's one of the reasons why our relationship is so strong.
Hell yeah, bro. Damn, I'm buying.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like, I fuck with your answer there, obviously, and everything. But I've been in that same boat where, like, I opened up to someone and it took a while to open up to someone. And then that person turned around and basically like used it as a weapon. So
oh God, used it as ammo.
Yeah, yep. So like it's like one of those things. It's like I wish I knew that, but I don't know if I can really attest it to one person. But like, there's been multiple people in my life that it's just like, you know, that have taught me different things about like loving people that are fucked up kind of deal. You know what I mean? Like, there's been many people in my life like. Obviously, my dad had issues, my child's mother had issues and all this other stuff. And, like, just going through that all, like, after dealing with people, like, I learned how to take care of somebody that, like, you know, be really fucking themselves up and, like, cutting real bad and having real bad mental issues and, like, being depressed or, like, not wanting to do anything and, like, sleep all the time. Like, you learn those different things and, like, I don't know, you kind of learn to put other people above yourself even though when you're going through shit. Because you know deep down that you really love that person and they're going through some shit. And, like, it's not that they don't appreciate you or your feelings, but they may not know how to express it. And, you know, they just need somebody to be there and they don't really want to, like, feel like it's a job. They don't want you to feel like you have to or, you know, anything. And they kind of make it like, oh, well, it's a job for you to be here. But you got to really learn how to kind of let that all go and just be selflessness when it comes to things like that. And just like, yeah, I'm going through some shit, but at the same time, like this person's worse than me. And I just need to be there for them as much as I can and do what I can to take care of them. And like, I think that's one of those things I'm always going to live with and I'm always going to act because I've been hurt so many times because of it though.
Yeah.
But I still do it every time. You know what I mean? Like I start fucking with somebody, bro. Like I care about everything about you. You know what I mean? Like, if I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If you're sick or something like that or something's going on, like I'm gonna make sure you're all right. I'm gonna want to do everything I can. Like that's the thing. Like even as a friend, it's like, you know, sometimes you just want to be there for people, like or someone you like or whatever.
For sure.
Like sometimes you know it can be a little bit too much and it may seem a little bit overboard, but it's like it's
only because you care.
Yeah, it's because I really fuck with you and I want you to be as happy as possible. You know what I mean? It's like shit.
Because some friends, bro, like see something in you that you don't even see in yourself sometimes. You know what I mean? Like
I don't even think it's just friends. I think some people just see some shit in you that you
didn't even know you had.
Never see in yourself.
Yeah, you didn't even know you had.
Kind of like your rapping potential.
Ah.
You can actually make good music and good art if you put the effort into
it. Okay, then.
You know, if you ever want that studio, you know, if you ever need to record something, you just gotta hit us up and be like, yo, like I really want to record. We may not have a fucking, you know, studio, and we may not have a professional mixer or something, but if you ever want to record some lyrics or some shit, you can just come spit on the mic.
My grandpa's heard a few episodes of us. Of just like spitting and
what he said.
And listen, bro.
Oh, he probably loves it.
Remember when I told you literally that I got the fun, bro? He's got the funds, bro. Just if you set it up, he wants us to get in. He thinks we have actual raw talent.
And I would love to do it. It's just one of those things we really need to hit the.
Dude, he likes it. He likes the show. He thinks it's very rude and crude.
Rude and crude?
Rude and
like
crude.
Our raps?
But he's laughing.
No. Yeah, he's laughing like it's just rude and crude because he's like, we're assholes.
Like, we really be so assholes.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
I was, you know how many times that like really because of like people would be like, oh, you got a podcast, and I think of the person I'm talking to, and I'm like. I got a podcast, but I don't want to tell him about it because A, I've talked shit about you, or B, I know you was gonna be pissed after you listen to the motherfucking podcast. You gonna take one listen and be like, I'm never talking to him again. Not after that. I can't believe he said bitches that many times.
No,
he was talking about eating ass, and he was talking about making fun of people with special needs.
As a matter of fact, he had somebody with special needs on the podcast.
Let's just say that he likes
multiple times. She's not retarded, but she's in the vicinity.
There's been so many good moments that have come out about it, but low-key, we've been assholes for those good moments.
Let's just say,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he enjoys us rapping more than usually you guys talking and whatever I'm on.
You know what? Show him this episode.
No, he likes what you guys say.
I know.
Sometimes it's too fucked up for him to hear.
Show him this episode where we got deep.
All right.
He may like it. He may be like, damn, like those two fuck with you. Like,
because I told him every Fridays usually is when a new podcast comes out. So he looks forward to it. Dude, I don't know what it is. Like, not saying it's just your grandpa, but the old motherfuckers really love the podcast. The old people.
Because they like the real shit. They like the talking. I feel like most people like the talking more than they like the rapping.
Well, really? Older people, yeah. That's why we're gonna have to do this for on the exclusive channel, which is gonna come out.
Oh yeah, you finally decided to do that. Are we
gonna make the No AC OnlyFans exclusive
like I said? What do you know?
And that's what I'm saying. We can do the podcast right now, and then we can record a couple of things, and then go put it up on the exclusive.
OnlyFans exclusive. Like I've been saying from the get-go.
Ooh.
Get my fucking gas from the get-go.
Yep.
Get the fucking drags from the cholos.
Oh,
yes, this is what I'm
see with that,
That we already started.
But yeah, we gonna save that. If you want to see more of that, go to the exclusive things.
No, AC OnlyFans exclusive.
I have the channel up and running here soon. But I mean, but for real though, like. Old people, I love it when I'm on Instagram because I don't know why, but the oldest of the olds have Instagram, bro. And there'd be old bitches in the hospital, like their profile picture will be them with the oxygen tank on it, and they'd be fucking adding the podcast and liking our shit. We've had like 7 old bitches fucking like our shit and add us, and I'm like, Christian, I was like, is this your mom's friend, or like, do you know this person? He goes, I have no idea who that is.
Every time it's some old bitch, he asks me like it's got something to do with my family.
Because I know it ain't got nothing to do with my family.
Listen, one of his favorite characters though is Crack-a-Lack a Hurricane. Swear to God.
Of course he would love him. I wish we were just talking about it, but I wish we had that fucking.
He likes it.
Dude, absolutely thinks he's a blast. I don't know how they haven't met yet.
We need to get him up on here again, but I don't know how he will feel, if he's up for it after everything
he's been through. I'm sure he'd be back on.
Eventually. I think he'll come back on.
But sure. We were talking about it. There was an episode where technically it's not Christian's fault, but I was pretty fucked up. and I may have forgot to hit the record button, and we may have recorded about an hour and 20 minutes.
Gatorade, dehydrate.
Yeah. We recorded what, an hour and 20 minutes of with Cackalack, and we weren't recording, and it was some of the funniest fucking shit. We weren't recording, and when I found that out, I just fucking put my head in my hands, and I was like, are you fucking kidding? Because we was talking about like aliens and shit, and he loves talking about aliens, and this man just started going off about aliens, and it was funny as fuck. And I wish we recorded it, and we lost it. I was so sad.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we've had some great moments, man.
I wish you found that, bro. The last episodes.
I know it would be fucking hilarious if I could have saved that, but
damn,
just fucked up, and that was before we had a camera to record audio. So we really lost it all. Damn. But yeah, we can. I mean, if you guys want to do that, we can wrap this up at the 2-hour mark here.
What?
We can say our goodbyes, and then if you want to follow us on the No AC OnlyFans exclusive page, go over there and check out the little boom baps we's about to spit. Because Christian likes to spit some boom baps in the back of the class.
I love how you be talking about the boom baps.
Talking about woes me like he was last episode, you know?
Day, bro. Lyrical lemonade.
So you know what? Follow us over there.
Hey, Cam's real good friends with Lyrical Lemonade.
Hey, that's true.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because Cole Bennett shot what, the Red Roses video?
He shot that and Landon Cubes Drive My Car.
Yeah, but wasn't that like his first real big video that blew up was Red Roses?
Who, Cole Bennett?
Yeah.
It might be, yeah.
I mean,
I thought you said that was like one of the videos that put him and Little Skies on the map, and Landon Cube was the Red Roses video.
But one of his real big videos is that one for Juice WRLD.
Oh yeah.
I still see shadows of my
Lucid Dreams.
That was one of his first big ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was about to say Cole Bennett also did that song before
He's
that
done
song
a lot of shit
where
though.
he I'm too old for a girlfriend. I don't know.
Oh, I know.
He did. That was after though. That was
okay.
after.
I thought it was before.
Red Roses was the first joint.
Yeah, so like he blew up alongside with him, man, like for real, and
yeah,
I mean it's got some clout, and like I said, that mother.
Bro,
I don't know if you haven't checked it out already, but it's on every single social page. Go check out that fucking part where we was on Cam's live stream and he was talking about Christian.
The Cup Boys.
Yeah, listening to Christian's music, bro. We played fucking Hopelessness, and fucking he was digging it, and then he shouted out the podcast, called us two little redneck boys, which was hilarious. I fucking love that.
He ain't wrong to a certain extent.
And then I love it though because he was like, the funniest thing at the end, he was like, yo, like he's like, honestly, because we have the podcast and shit, he's like, I was expecting that shit to be just comedy, like straight ass.
Yeah,
and he's like,
bro.
that shit was actually good.
He was like, I don't even know Christian rap.
Dude, I don't even know Christian makes music. And he starts vomiting. He's like, oh wait, let me pause. Let me tell you how I know this motherfucker.
He's like, yo, fuck with this?
Hell yeah.
Good times, bro. Good times.
Some dude did comment on the song, goes, yo, what's your Instagram?
For real? Hey, I told you. We was getting, that's the funny thing, like after I was telling Christian, I was like, your SoundCloud's going to start getting some plays. Don't worry about it. You will.
Don't.
And then
we'll see.
And then our SoundCloud though,
raw fucking time.
because he played Christian's song on SoundCloud. Our SoundCloud, because he went to our page, got like 120 something uptick in views just this week.
Oh shit!
Like, this week?
Well, we went up on there on Thursday or Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it was.
No, yeah, we went up there on Thursday. Yeah, it was on Thursday. We went up in there on Thursday, and when I checked the statistics last, we probably had like 10 views. So we got like 110 views in like fucking one day, just from him like showing our fucking shit on his page, which isn't a huge number, but I mean
that's to Cam. You the truth.
You got to think like
You the truth.
you got to think out of a couple thousand people, like that's a pretty good decent number for people that are on a live stream. You know,
for sure.
Your live stream ain't got 2 million views like his fucking
he's
YouTube
got 2 million
begin.
subscribers. He
That's
probably had
amazing, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling, because I was trying to explain to somebody who like landed Cube in Low Skies was or something, and they're like, oh, do they got any like popular music? I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't know how you don't know them. And I told them about the Red Roses video, and I went to check at it. The Red Roses video got like 275 million views now. Like that shit was blowing up. I was
and
like,
it's still a banger.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, these motherfuckers got views,
Me and my girl
bro.
was just listening to that joint the other day.
Everybody be listening to that shit, bro. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. We have people that fuck with us, and we gonna be up at the top with them eventually.
That's right.
I wish you all the luck in the world.
For real. Bro, like I was telling Christian, I just can't wait till the point where I can quit my job and just focus on making videos all day. Because you imagine us just waking up every fucking day and recording like an episode or two and then going out and filming some videos and shit, working on music, working on fucking
anything.
Merch, a business, you know,
anything you want.
Flying out, fucking having guests on.
The world is your oyster, y'all.
Going
These
to see
two
guests.
motherfuckers started from nothing, bro, and they just say, you know what? One day they was at Nasty's, and they keep telling me this story. They say, yo, let's just make a podcast, and look where they're at right now. And look what they're doing right now, bro. Actions speak louder than words. It's where dreams come true right here. Yeah. It's from my homies right here, and I'm just a guest, and I'm just so proud of them, and just to be just a little bit part of like what they've built. Thank you guys.
But you know what? You know what? When if we be blowing up, your music gonna be blowing up because motherfucker, we're getting you in the studio. And what are you gonna do when the music be blowing up?
I don't know, man.
Just alongside the podcast, or shit, you never know. Maybe your music blow up before the podcast blow up, and maybe we blow up because of you.
No, we all gonna blow up.
How fucking funny would that be? How funny would that be if like somebody came up to us, label makes some music or something, it goes viral, and then somebody comes up and goes, "I seen you got that Label Robinson kid on your podcast. I can't believe you got him. He's so fucking hot right now. That man's he's like the hottest fucking thing in music." That shit would be hilarious.
Label Robinson is a dope ass rap name though.
Are you serious?
That shit catches.
Really?
Label Robinson.
Yes.
I mean,
you can be like
I always wanted to just be Jennings, bro.
Jennings?
Yeah,
just
I
Jennings.
feel like Label Robinson
though,
is
that
fucking dope.
And everybody does know me that from high school. But nah, hey, yo, dreams is dreams.
And then you can start rapping with old Token. He's Jew too.
I love Token, bro.
Him and Little Skies just made a new song. What was it called? IOD? That shit was catchy as hell. IOD on everything I love.
That's right. I think we need to go ahead and end this shit and take it over to the No AC Only Fans exclusive.
You got last words, or was that your last words?
My last words are, I really opened up on this podcast, so fuck y'all.
He did. He poured it.
I really
poured it, man.
I was about to start crying and shit, but you know, sometimes that shit's good. It's therapeutic.
Yes, it is.
So, all I got to say is, if you're really going through some shit, at least try to get that shit out to somebody who you think might understand, or somebody who you love enough to give them the opportunity to try and understand.
Yeah.
Because that shit is therapeutic and it might help you.
For real.
I mean, because I used to try to hold my shit in, and I still do, and it's not the best thing, because when I do open up and I'm able to talk about what I was feeling or what I used to feel, it makes me feel a million times better. It makes me feel a lot more free.
Yeah.
And I know if you're hearing this right now, that you might feel the same way if you give it an opportunity. Woo. And all I got to say is good night, babies. Take care of yourself. And give some shit a chance. That's all I gotta say. Love y'all.
Shit. I don't even know how to fucking back that up. But hey, yo, if you hurt, just get out there and talk to somebody. Okay. There's always somebody out there in this world that's gonna give you a listen, and you just got to get that chance and be like Christian said. Just get a little vulnerable, baby. You never know. And with that, thank you guys for having me on. Hashtag Keep Your Hammer. Love you all. No AC Only Fans. Shit about to blow up. Swear to God, Cali bound, baby.
Hey.
Cali bound and worldwide bound, baby.
True. And like I said, I mean, they pretty much said it the best, but you know, we always love you. We may not know you, but you know what? You choose to listen to us every single week, and we thank you for that, and we appreciate you for that. And just because you going through some shit and you think nobody's here for us, we here for you. You know, we try to make this for you so you can feel some type of way, feel better about yourself. You know, at the end of the day, somebody loves you and thinks about you. If you need us, hit us up. You know, DM Big Crispy. Big Crispy down to talk if anybody going through some shit. I don't give a fuck.
DM Big DMC Claude over
Call me, call me Dr. Crispy if you need somebody to talk to. You know, I don't give a fuck.
Because we pop out at your party.
I'm with you, gang.
But I love you guys. We will see you here next Friday. Everybody be safe. We're getting the song of the day.
Good night,
We're throwing it back just like the feelings that we've spilled on here tonight. We going with the ultimate feeling artist.
The only one.
SoMo, the only one.